for you about somebody who is taking a look around and realizing that things are a little bit less chaotic, or there seems to be fewer arguments. There's not enough time, or sorry, there's not as much time dedicated to trying to explain yourself or what you really meant to say. And it's because there's a friend or a family member, maybe even a romantic connection that you are no longer dealing with, and therefore you have fewer headaches. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I feel like Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone would be an interesting read for some of you as far as the lyrics, or obviously you can listen to it as well. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. And you could also find out how to acquire a candle that I made on Etsy in the description box. I know I've showed them to you, but look, aren't they cute? Let's dive in. I think we're going to start with the Golden Art Nouveau. It seems to match the Golden Lenormand, so it just makes sense, right? Hey, Lemonade. How are you doing? What else do we have? King of Wands in the reverse, Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. This feels to me like someone got mad and yelled at you, and you were like, okay, if that's how you feel. I feel like you were pretty reserved, or you didn't really add much to the conversation because you were kind of at a point where you were like, oh, okay, are you mad again? Weird. This could have been somebody that you just kind of expected to be in a sour mood, or who was a bit of a pessimist. Again, it could be a variety of different types of connections depending on how this reading resonates for you, but it could have been a boss, it could have been a best friend, it could have been someone you're related to, and of course it could be an ex, but this person now is thinking to themselves, man, did I mess that up? Because the drama followed them. It didn't stay with you. It followed them. And I think a lot of people, when there's a breakup, or, you know, those two aren't friends anymore, people will watch to see what happens on either side of the fence, right? And you can usually figure out who was starting the fights. It's not always going to be that simple, right? Sometimes it does really take two to tango like that, but I feel like there's someone acknowledging life's a little bit easier because that person who started fights is no longer somebody I have to be dealing with right now. Emperor, Hanged Man in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. You're like, yeah, I cleaned up that mess. I made it take, it might have taken me a little bit longer than it should have. I might have been a little bit like slow to actually make that decision or take the action, but now Ten of Wands, I've walked away, or they walked away, and I didn't call them back. I know, wouldn't that be better, Lemonade? Hello, Baby Yoda, how are you doing? We've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Cups in the reverse. Started a fight. Yeah, I think you look at this as somebody who seems to take out their frustrations with other people or other situations. They take out that aggression on other people, or they get, it's like that's how they deal with their frustration, is projecting it, finding someone else to yell at. And they really didn't think that you would decide to just leave things or let things kind of collapse, let things end. But I don't know, for some of you, it's like, well, now I don't have to constantly tell someone they're wrong, or they misinterpreted, or they're remembering things wrong. I don't have to question whether or not I'm being gaslit, or if this person's actually being honest about what happened. So this instability, I feel like it's something that the King of Wands in the reverse had grown up, maybe gotten rather accustomed to. So it's like they don't really feel comfortable unless they're uncomfortable. They don't really feel like things are okay unless there's some chaos. By contrast, the King of Swords, probably you, is not really looking for that kind of chaos and was just wanting to be able to, you know, get through the night without an argument or go on a family trip without there being some sort of like incident, right? There was always something going on, always something that required attention or someone to calm them down. And now I feel like the Emperor individual here is like, okay, cool. The King of Swords. They're like, yeah, I mean, I probably should have seen that one coming, but now I don't have to change anything and things are looking a little bit easier. So maybe you've got some new people coming in, some new friends. I mean, if you quit a job, there's probably going to be a new or like a different workplace that you're going to be dealing with, right? What else do you need to know? Hey, Hendrix, you're welcome to the live chat. Just keep in mind that in order to participate in the live chat, you do want to make sure that you're being respectful or tolerant of other people's beliefs. We've got Strength and Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Six of Swords in the reverse. I do think that this is someone who just really does like to pick fights. They will nag at you or they will poke and prod and try to get a reaction out of you. I do think that they were trying to get you to admit something. I mean, it's like asking the same question like 6 times. Are you sure? Are you sure? I think they were trying to irritate you, to be honest. The Star in the reverse. It feels like their thinking was, I'm irritated or frustrated, so, you know, I'm going to make sure that you feel like you're frustrated too. I'm going to make sure that you're right along there, same spot as me. Frustrated or feeling confused, feeling like you don't know what's really going on. Queen of Wands in the reverse. And Justice. So this could be someone who is jealous of you. This could be somebody who was dealing with a lot of insecurity or anger around other, you know, other connections, and they decided to take that out on you. But I feel like when they decide to start this fight, instead of you trying to justify things or instead of you trying to explain, well, here's what really happened or here's what I was thinking, I feel like you're just kind of like, let it burn. Okay. Oh, you think that's what happened? Crazy. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. This is someone who operates with fear. That means they are often the type to resort to being petty or only thinking about their own situation, setting aside their morals if it suits them in the moment, and feeling like they don't really get what they want out of a situation, but they blame other people for it instead of themselves, even though they might have been that actual obstruction or the reason that it didn't go through. Yeah, please don't share your personal information. Hello, Vic. How are you doing? Hey, Rachel. How are you doing? We are 9 minutes in. Yeah, I think that's a fair response, Mark. Sounds like someone's trying to create confusion, which is what I was just talking about. So we have the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World. Wow, all major arcana. Look, this is such a great thing for you. Sometimes, I kind of hesitate to say this. Please don't take it too seriously, but sometimes the trash takes itself out, right? This is someone who was trying to aggravate you, someone who was trying to get under your skin, pretty much because they had a rough day. you were there, or they felt like they could do it. And either you're quitting the job, you're going no contact, or you're ending a relationship. You're like, okay, you started that fight. You know what? You're right. This isn't working. Bye. I hope it goes well. You know, I don't think you're fighting for it. You're just kind of like, yeah, I guess that's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. Because you already have other things that you could be doing. You have other jobs you could be pursuing. Maybe you even already have a job offer elsewhere if this is workplace related. Or if this is about friendship or a romantic partner, your thought process is, this is like the standards that I feel are required in order to be in that inner circle. And if you can't meet those standards, I'm not going to negotiate them. So your thought process is, I guess, like that MTV show Next. Like, okay, well, it didn't work, but hey, no hard feelings. It's how it is sometimes. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Thank you, Rachel. What else do we have? Two of Cups, Three of Cups. Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. I didn't mean to start that fight. Don't go away. You've heard that saying, don't go away mad, just go away. I think that was your attitude at the end of it. It's like, you know what? If this is how we're going to do it, yeah, totally. You should be mad at me and I should leave. You're right. They shouldn't have picked a fight with you. They shouldn't have tried to take whatever this frustration is with other things out on you. But they felt like that was exactly what they were able to do. Now they're anxious because there's consequences. They feel guilty. This could impact, obviously, their work. This could impact their reputation. They're thinking about how they should have done this differently. They shouldn't have picked on you, or they shouldn't have tried to make you frustrated. Hello, Iron. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Tanmay. How are you doing? Yeah, Rachel is answering your question, Wendy. Thank you, Rachel. We've got the Tower and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Wow. This is such an important transitional moment for you. It's like you draw in a lot of the things that were meant for you but had not been able to reach you. It's like you're like someone did a change of address and you didn't realize it and you weren't getting the gifts that you were being sent, you know? Now all of a sudden they realize the mistake and all of these things are coming towards you. But it's good things that are coming towards you because you're no longer attached to this person. You're no longer dealing with their BS. So you might feel like it's 0 to 60 once this person's in the rearview mirror, once they're behind you. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm on fire. Anything I want, I got it. I'm doing it. Things just seem easier because you're not dealing with this person. That's because they are easier. Because this person was difficult. This is the situations deck. Oh, you're allowed to be skeptical, Wendy. No judgment. There are a few people who've gotten personal readings from me, but you can also hang out for the personal questions, which usually about 15 minutes from now or so, a little bit longer. So we've got hamster wheel, surviving daily hustle, crickets, silence, non-action, and magnetic, unexplainable pull, can't resist. I think we have somebody who has perhaps an addiction or some spending issues. This is the thing that has pushed them into that kind of combative or aggressive energy where they're trying to pick fights with people. because rather than actually solve the problems, it could be like the business isn't doing very well financially. It could be that, you know, oh, I think I'm going to have to move to a smaller place, or I might have to rethink getting a new car. This person feels like they have this ability to take that anger out on you instead of doing the actions they need to address that problem, and that makes them feel better. They can't help it. But that's creating two problems. It pushes you away, and then it also doesn't do anything to resolve the financial issues. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. So we have threatened, embarrassed, appearances, escapade, vacation, hideaway, adventure, and irreconcilable differences, divorce, final. For some of you, this is a person who's having financial issues because of a divorce or a breakup that put a strain on what they make and how they had been previously accustomed to spending money when there was another income that was involved. And they're embarrassed about something. This is why they're trying to get other people into a situation where they feel better than that person. It's a waste of time. I don't feel like I really need to explain to you all. You probably already know this, but if you're trying to make yourself feel better about your life not being where you want it to be by pointing out or exacerbating or making worse some of the questionable or problematic situations in other people's lives, you're still going to come home to a mess, okay? It's like, are you going to do the dishes before you go on your, I don't know, on your date so that when you come back, you don't have to worry about them? Or are you going to leave that and then it'll be all nasty and gross by tomorrow because you decided you didn't want to do it at the end of the day either? This is someone who's not dealing with their problems and they push people away. And now this one's going to be kind of painful for them because they really do depend on you, or, you know, they had the best situation romantically with you, or you're their best employee. And now there's this, oops, I guess I lost you because I couldn't control my temper, because I felt like I could yell at you even though you'd done nothing wrong. And now somebody's over here saying, okay, I'm going to go find a new situation. I'm going to find a new place to live. I'm going to find a new job, or I'm going to find, you know, a new place to start my single life. This is like you pushed someone too far, and that's how it goes. That's why we have to deal with our emotions in a more healthy way than trying to just make someone look bad, right? Let's get a few from, this is the Signs of the Times. Yes, exactly. So Wendy, with the general reading, it's because there's multiple threads that are similar being basically channeled or expressed in one message. So I look at it as kind of like braiding hair, right? If all of the hair individually were the individual parts of the collective, I have to find a way to kind of group them together and braid them to put together a story where you can understand that some of the elements might not apply to your specific situation, but pick up on the confirmations that you might need on the things that might still be a little bit unclear. And of course, when they're general readings, some of them won't resonate. We've got Crown, Personal Power, number 28, and Power Lines, Energy, number 36. I like that because this is transferring power to a different location. This is saying, you know what? You're right. This isn't working out. I see why you're frustrated. Even though for you, you know that they're angry probably about the wrong thing, but you see that this isn't sustainable. I can't work here anymore, or I don't want to live with you anymore. And I'm going to take my power and I'm going to move it elsewhere. I'm going to transfer it over yonder where you are not. You're right. We aren't a good team, or we aren't a good match, or this isn't, you know, how I thought it would be. So I guess that means I should probably make other plans. I guess that means I really need to stop and think about why I'm here, or why I'm, working on this project with you, or why I'm putting up with a friendship that doesn't seem to be based on respect. So this is a metamorphosis for you. This is you being able to let go of some of the things that hold you back and prioritize the types of connections that help you to feel more authentic or reinforce that positive forward movement, instead of holding you in a stuck position where you feel like you can't really do anything, or you're going to get yelled at. So this person that you've been dealing with, they need to work on emotion management. They need to deal probably with anger management. But that doesn't mean that, you have to continue to put up with it until they figure that out, especially if this has been going on for a long time. For many of you, this is a codependent relationship. It could be a family member, keep in mind. Relationships do not always have to be romantic relationships. But this is you stepping out of a shadow, or being able to choose a little bit more what makes sense for you, instead of prioritizing somebody else who seems to kind of latch on or feel like they can control you in some way. This is a gamer's ways. Hello, Selena. Yes. Hello, Scummy. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, it's Black Magic Playa. What's up? What do we have? Quest marker. You have a heading and a pep in your step. There's no creature in this land that can stop you from completing your mission. Just make sure to hydrate, eat, and get adequate rest. A player with no reserves will taste no reward. Take care of yourself, okay? I'm hearing Mac Miller self-care. Take care of yourself. This is somebody who has projected a lot of negative emotion towards you, or made you a scapegoat. Tried to make everything your fault. You may have to reinforce some understandings that you have about your interactions with this person if they were gaslighting you, especially if you're going through that right now. You might benefit from writing down your recollections of conversations or interactions with this person, because their goal is to make you feel like you're crazy. Their goal is to make you question your sanity and whether or not you're able to recall things in order to be able to better manipulate you. That's not for everyone. But for many of you, you're dealing with a very manipulative person who throws things in your face, tries to blame you for things, and takes out their anger on you when you haven't really done anything wrong. So it just kind of makes sense that they would have to manufacture a reason to be mad at you. And that often is easier when you're comfortable gaslighting people. Main character, there's no question as to why you were chosen for leadership on this mission. You know the value of being fierce in all pursuits, be that loyalty and compassion or competence and tenacity. A well-rounded warrior. So give yourself a little credit. Yeah, you're dealing with somebody who's pretty lame, but you're smart enough to deal with it. Hello, Tony. How are you doing? It's going well. Thank you, Scammy. It's warmer today. Negative lag. It shouldn't be possible, but your internet speeds seem to allow you to download information on situations before they happen. I hope you're using this sci-fi wizard tech for forces of good. So you have intuition, my friend, and you might not have 100% belief in it, or you might doubt yourself. You might feel like it's crazy to, somehow know what's going to happen, and maybe it's inconsistent. But I think you know that you also have the ability to recognize patterns. And this person you've been dealing with, the King of Wands in the reverse, they're going to be angry every day. That's just how they operate. So I feel like you're really taking into consideration all the information available before you're realizing I know that this is going to end poorly, or this is not where I need to be, or this is going to hold me back. And that knowledge, that insight that you have enables you to make a change or walk away from the situation. The hero is a natural leader. They follow a strict moral compass and tend to act selflessly. They are a well-balanced protector, and they will always speak up for the exploited and downtrodden. Look, I feel like you have already spoken up for or like helped someone or a group of people. And now it's like the universe is saying, okay, it's time to keep it moving because this isn't where you're meant to hang out. You might actually have another mission elsewhere. There might be a very specific reason why you need to move or be in a different group of people. So keep in mind that you could be getting signs about that. And this is straight up saying that you have some insight into what happens before it does. So just keep that in mind. Hello, Lee. How are we doing today? Anything with court in March or settlements? I got you, Lee. Thank you. So the last one we've got is the Bard. The Bard is not a taker. They prefer to give. They are able to tap into some unique kind of magic that lifts the spirits of those around them. Having a Bard in your party is good for morale. Requires a vibe stat of 69 or higher. That's lovely. Okay, so yes, you help people. That's the simplest way to say it. You may have spoken up for workers' rights. You may have defended a friend of yours who was in a tricky relationship. You may have been able to help a child who was in an unhealthy living situation. Whatever you did something to help someone. You improve morale, or you make people laugh. You make the world a better place. But your energy is the type of energy that is needed elsewhere because you lift up those spirits, right? Well, you're not going to do that with this King of Wands. They're pretty determined to be angry. So, like, you've done your job here is what it's saying. Time to move along to the next spot and lift some spirits in that location. All right, this is the Gilded Reverie. I hope you're able to make that work. Sometimes a change of scenery is so helpful. Hey, Lewis, that's something I say every once in a while. I feel like you either do things out of love or you do them out of fear. That's the choices right there. Just those two. So we've got the Rider, R-I-D-E-R. Number 1. This is a card that generally talks about somebody who is going on a trip or making a visit. I think this is you. I think this is you saying, you know what? Screw this joint. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm ready for a new adventure. Doodles. Oh my God, you guys, look. It's perfect for this, isn't it? I mean, it's not a unicorn. Homie doesn't actually have a horn. That's okay. You're still cool, horsey. But this is somebody who's leaving all of this BS where you feel like you have to jump through hoops and walk on eggshells and compliment people who don't deserve it. I don't know why I added that last one, so maybe it's, you know, specific. But there's new adventure waiting for you and a purpose. Other people that you are meant to be connected to, and I feel like you're about to get good news that confirms that you are absolutely supposed to be going in this other direction, starting this new journey. We have number 18, which is the dog. Look at how cute the little puppy is. Look at it. This card talks about loyalty. I feel like this man without a shirt would be our King of Wands. Remember, it doesn't actually have to be a man. In fact, it could be multiple people, any gender. But the fact that we don't have a shirt is indicative of someone that is not trustworthy. So you're choosing between the old school stuff, the things you've been dealing with recently, the person who likes to take their anger and frustrations out on you. And then we also have this option of the new connections where you can meet some people that you're actually able to trust. So I don't blame you for being like, oh, there's trustworthy people over there. Excuse me, I need to leave this table. See you later. And you go where the trustworthy people are, or you go where the opportunities in your work are. So I'm not like the people that I've been working alongside, or I'm not like the people that I have been dealing with, whether that's I'm related to, we're friends, or we dated. This is a man with a shirt. See how it's the same number? Number 28. So it's like one of these things is not like the other. So I'm not going to stay here and hang out with you because you all don't have morals. So you up and leave. And with this book, we've got a reference to wisdom. You know enough to know when it's time to head out. You know when it's time to head in a different direction or end a relationship with somebody. So I feel like something is telling you that there's prosperity or abundance or a better inner circle waiting for you in that other location. All right, let's start our personal questions. Hello, Smiggles, how you doing? Did I say hello to Cherry? And I don't know, should I say hello to JKF? You deleting stuff. Are you trying to be incognito? Very, very secret? So what does Lee need to know regarding court in March or the settlements, please? What does Lee need to know regarding court in March or the settlements? The Hanged Man, the King of Swords, Three of Swords, Page of Wands. Is this talking about the court in March? Yes. Well, I feel we have some revelation that happens in the courtroom. Or there's information that is discovered before you have the court date in March that is reviewed, and it is calling into question somebody's previous comments or willingness to support probably your ex. I feel like there's someone here who's saying, actually, I have some more information about that, or I probably should have been a little bit more clear about what really happened. So there's someone talking more about the details surrounding your ex, and I think your ex would view it as betrayal. This is because, this is weird because I love this Temperance card, but I'm seeing it a little bit negative right now. This is because he's tried to present himself as one thing when he's really another. And I don't think that illusion is going to last through March. So there's someone else. Is this like a brand new testimony or like altered? I feel like it's someone saying, I have more to clarify here. I have more that I probably should have said regarding, you know, the circumstances or the intention. But this is after someone's already kind of claimed victory. So I feel like he's acting a bit arrogant, and then more information kind of calls into question how honest he's really been. Hello, Renee. You're welcome, Rachel. Oops, over here. Let's see. I think what I want to do, did I see a question? Hello, Von Dak, how are you doing? You can call me Carmen, by the way. I feel, okay, so Cherry was asking. So let's see what we've got for Cherry, please. What's do we have for Cherry? The Hanged Kitty. The Queen of Wands. Emperor in the reverse. Is Cherry the Queen of Wands? Yes. So if someone views you as the Queen of Wands, they feel like you're bold. You go for what you want, and there's a little bit of concern over, I mean, like the way it's kind of coming through is I'm indecisive on whether or not I should allow myself to fall for you or pursue something with you because I feel like I can't control you. You are an uncontrollable or unpredictable quotient. It's like I'm really intrigued and captivated. I want to know like what makes you tick, but you're terrifying. Like, I can't control you. Don't hate me, but I'm going to compare it to Twilight because what was the thing? Edward couldn't read Bella's mind. Was that it? It's like this person who's attracted to you and interested in you, they find a lot of people boring. They find a lot of people to be very predictable or even controllable, like little pawns on a chessboard. But with you, they're like, what? That's what you think? That's how you're gonna... Oh, I didn't think you were gonna do that. So this person has some kind of second thoughts about you because they don't know if it's too much of a wild card because they feel like you are super independent and they feel like they can't really influence you. And this is someone who likes, look at the paw in both of these cards. This is someone who likes to direct. They want to be able to know how you're going to act and like kind of maneuver you. So need I ask, does this person have good intentions? No. They want to control you. So is this someone who's possessive? Yes. So you might find something kind of charming or endearing at first, and then there are red flags. I don't like this person because they're frustrated over their inability to manipulate you. You're your own person, and I feel like you're pretty good at it. You deserve to make your own decisions. This person's kind of trying to like make you like a child. Like I can tell you what to do, but they're not your parents, so. Hello, Lennis. How are you doing? Lewis, I hope you're not calling me honey. And if there's no one in the live chat that has said you could call him honey, just please be respectful. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Hello, Frederick. Hello, Tandy. Hello, AI Man. How are you? Let's see what we have for AI Man 99. I just asked if I'm reading some cards for you. Be sure to like or subscribe, please. Or you can hype the video. What do we have for AI Man? Eight of Cups in the reverse. The Lovers and the Knight of Swords. With the Devil. I think you're going to get communication from someone that you had a pretty strong soul tie connection to, or you might have identified as a soulmate. Is this the other person that's obsessed? This person's obsessed with you. There's nobody else that they want to deal with. Like, nobody compares to you kind of thing. I don't think you like this person. I don't think you want this person to come back. I think you look at them as unreasonable. Like the type of person who love bombs you and tries to make it seem like everything's great for a little while, and then all of a sudden things go crazy for no reason. this person lacks self-control. So they're coming back around. They want to spend time with you. And they're going to be like syrupy sweet, right? Like, hey, you want to come out and play? Huh? You want to be friends? Can we hang out? No. We hear a dog barking. Like, no. They're going to put on a little act for you, make it seem like everything is great and sweet and fine, but I don't believe it. I think this is someone who switches their personality on a dime. But they're going to tell you that they've been working on their healing. They're going to tell you that they're ready for like a serious relationship or doing right by you. They're good for the honeymoon stage, and then they lose it. King of Pentacles in the reverse. And then it's like, now I got to push you away. Now I got to play games. Now I got to ghost you. Strength in the reverse. I told you, they don't have control. Self-control is not a concept this person is familiar with. So they see you as this Queen of Pentacles, and they feel like they can come back around. So, yeah, be cautious. You're welcome, Cherry. So, real talk, Lewis, I don't think that you're actually saying it to your wife, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Just be a little bit chill, because I think we've had this conversation before that you have a certain way of talking, and that's fine. But my live chat has a certain level of respect required. So if we're calling that into question and we don't know who you're talking to, then we're going to ask about it. So I hope you feel comfortable here, but I also want everybody else in the live chat to feel comfortable here. And that also includes making sure that people call me Carmen instead of Honey, if that's what's happening there. So just saying that. And thank you to Rachel, and thank you to Lemonade. Oh, I'm happy for you, Lettuce. I hope that goes well. Also, I'm sorry, but I just also have to say, I think it's a little bit presumptuous to assume that you're living at 2 dimensions higher than everybody else. I think it was what your mom said to you, but I think we learn the best lessons, or we're able to become our best selves when we keep in mind that we can learn lessons from people who might be quite a bit younger than us, or from people who have less education. There are lessons to be had everywhere, and when we judge people as lower, then we miss out on those opportunities, right? My point stands. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's important, to appreciate all walks and the fact that there's wisdom in a lot of different forms. Yeah. A combination of your intuition and your wisdom, right? Logic. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. And if you're able to hype, I appreciate that too. Hello, Rick. Also, thank you for checking out my candle